What's up guys, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Jinu, demon form with the hand on his face. So this is from a fan art now because I couldn't find the name. It's real cool. And best one I could find of this. Wait, Mamba? Written on the hat there. Credit to Mamba. Awesome. So landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. I'm gonna start with his eye. The eye, single eye we can see, okay? So just to fit in sort of the elbow, the head is in the left half of my page over here. I'm going to just do a diagonal line to get us started just here. And then his eye curves across the top and down. And this will be his eyelash line, right? So you could add some spiking sort of lines if you want, like at the back. Like some, and maybe one at the front there. And you want it to be kind of a big, heavy, dark line. And this kind of just zigs back in this way. And very thin comes across to the front, just in there. Right, and then his golden sort of eye just in here. He's kind of looking down and to the left. So kind of just in this spot here. And then we're going to give him the thin cat-like demon eye, just kind of looking down there at us. Now that can be glowing red in the movie. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's black. So it's kind of up to you what way you want to color that one. Right, and then maybe like just a little eye line there. And maybe a bit of an eyelid line coming across the top. Just following the eye there. Do, 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 do. Okay, so we can't really see his nose or anything like that, right? But we can see like a bit of his eyebrow. So his thumb comes around onto his face and his index is here. And the thumb just comes out from underneath his hand, right? It's just fairly square sort of forehead. And then it spikes back up. And then it goes into here. And you could finish the eyebrow sort of in there if you wanted, but his finger, see, curves around this area, right? So we get like his finger here, and then it comes down around sort of roughly where his nose would be, and then his thumb sort of goes this way. And this comes to a spiky thumb, comes back up to like the base of his hand, which like touches his mouth kind of. So we'll just go this way anyway. Okay, so maybe like there's some hair kind of sticking out from here as well, like some of his fringe a little bit. So I'll just bring the rest of his finger sort of up this way, kind of bumping up to a long sort of claw, back down towards the hand back here, pretty long. Yeah. Do. Okay, so we'll finish the head portion and then we'll deal with the hand. So just like here, we get his top lip coming out from underneath the hand, right? So it kind of just bumps out here. And then the bottom lip comes out here. It's like a letter M sort of shape. And then this will come down for his chin, which goes around down to his neck, right? So his mouth is kind of a little bit open and we can see a fang, right? So he's growling sort of like, or like grinning sort of in a kind of an evil sort of way, right? So we'll go sort of with the bottom lip line, maybe like down this way first. It comes up to a bit of a smirk. Right, so it's like he's got a bit of a smile, right? It's like his mouth is closed at the minute, but to open it up, we'll just go this way and then curve it down. It's all sort of shadowy in here. And then we can just see like a tooth, sort of like a spiky kind of fang there, and maybe like some of the white teeth just there in the front. The rest is black shadow. And then his bottom lip just comes this way up to there, and the top lip then, pretty big sort of top lip, comes across here. I don't like that line, sorry. I did a little extra curve line. I just removed that a bit. Just this here. Yeah. Okay, so that's his mouth pretty much. You could have like some hatching just on his chin. So this chin line comes down to his Adam's apple and his neck. And then we get like his jaw, because his head is tilted up, right? So the chin line kind of goes down, sort of curves down this way. And then up for the jaw there. Right, and then I think we can just see like kind of a neck muscle there. And your jaw then touches your earlobe. So it's just here. And then top of the ear curves around. We get some ear lines inside. Roughly like that. And then up here we have his sideburns, so his hair goes in behind his ear, right? Right, and then we'll keep going. So we'll go up this way, and then some of his fringe comes down across his eyebrow. It just comes down this way. Long, dark hair spikes, sort of flowing this way. We just add maybe a couple more. And then like his hat is on top, right? So it kind of like flattens the top of his head, kind of, and the beads sort of come out from there. But the hair sort of hangs down the back as well, so you kind of get some spikes then again down this way. And then just the back of his neck, the hair is just here. Right, so try to finish this hand, right? So more fingers, just following this sort of shape, right? So it kind of like comes up a bit for this is the middle finger, right? So you get like a knuckle sort of in the middle of it, and then back that way. And then sort of the bottom of the finger kind of here, just at that bend point down. Just a bit of a shadow in there. And then another one, say in behind that one. Then down. And then the next one, that way. We could get some sort of like knuckle lines and stuff here, just coming down from each finger, like the bones in his hand kind of a thing. And then this comes down to his wrist. It kind of pops up here. And then the other side down that way. He has a little bracelet on, just here, gold one. Just coming around. And then wrist comes in. And then this is like the start of his sleeve. That way. It just bends. Down here to his shoulder. And then his elbow just comes down to his arm down here. Goes relatively straight, I think. So like about there. Just some fold lines and stuff on it. And then his neck collar, so that way. And then we just carve it around the back. And there's all beads and stuff coming across this as well. So, but we'll just draw this first. And the hat and all that. So the hat's kind of tricky, right? It's a big ellipse, right? So it's kind of, it's a particular kind of shape, right? So you want to, it comes in behind his neck here. And then back. So that's one pointy end, and then the other one is up here, and it like you join it to that, so it goes swoops up this way. It's like a very thin circle. All right, going that way. It's hard enough to get now. Right, and then there's an edge line just on this. And the long part of the hat then, that goes sort of that way. It's like a cone type shape, right? So it'll go off my page because it's so big. And then just below his head, I think. Like here maybe, where is it across from? It's like in line with his ear, sort of there. And then that way. Okay, so beads, and then we'll do some facial markings. So beads kind of just join his hat somewhere up here. So I'm not really sure what way they're connected, but it just seems to be sort of floating here. Now anything you draw over, you'll erase or, you know, color over. And we're going to go down like over his shoulder and back up the other side, kind of. You could just dangle one line down if you wanted them that way, of course. And then here. Okay, so now loosely just some, oops, sorry, my phone fell. Right, so just like markings, so like spikes and stuff that come around like sort of his neck up onto his chin. And you can do as many as these. Now these are not done with black line in the show, so but to draw them in, we're gonna have to do this way unless you're using a pencil, which I recommend. They're done with color, sort of. So it's kind of up to you if you want to draw them with line. You could do it just with that purple color that they are, if you wanted. Now, as many of these you want, you don't have to do as many as me, but I'll just do from the image that I can see. Get the mic a little higher. There's some on his hand as well. All right, Demon Jinu from your idol. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.